చిన్న వయసులోనే పెద్ద ఆలోచన. ఒక చిన్న అమ్మాయి ప్రతి పిల్లగాడికి బుక్స్ అందించాలి, వాళ్ళకి చదువు ఉండాలనే ఉద్దేశంతో పాటు అండర్ ప్రివిలెజ్డ్ చిల్డ్రన్స్‌కి బుక్స్ అందించడానికి మన ఆకర్షణ ఎంతో పాటుపడింది. 9 సంవత్సరాల ఏజ్‌లోనే ఫ్రీ లైబ్రరీస్‌ని స్టార్ట్ చేసింది. ప్రెజెంట్ 24 లైబ్రరీస్‌ని ఏర్పాటు చేసి 25th లైబ్రరీ ఓపెనింగ్ కోసం ఎదురు చూస్తుంది. ఉమెన్స్ డే స్పెషల్‌గా ఆకర్షణ మనతో ఉంది, మాట్లాడదాం. హాయ్ ఆకర్షణ.
Hello.
ఓకే, హ్యాపీ ఉమెన్స్ డే టు యూ.
Happy Women's Day to everyone.
Okay, so firstly, congratulations on your 24 libraries creating. So, how do you feel?
I feel really happy and satisfied that I am supporting these children and making sure that they read to gain their knowledge.
Okay. So, how did you start this initiative?
6 years ago, COVID టైమ్స్లో నేను ఎంఎన్జే క్యాన్సర్ హాస్పిటల్లో ఫుడ్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ చేయడానికి ఐ వెంట్ ఓవర్ దర్. సో అరౌండ్ దట్ టైమ్ పిల్లలు కలరింగ్ బుక్స్లో దే రిక్వెస్ట్ ఫర్ కలరింగ్ బుక్స్. సో నేను కలెక్ట్ చేసిన అపార్ట్మెంట్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, స్కూల్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్, ఐ కలెక్టెడ్ ఇట్ ఆల్ ఫ్రమ్ దెమ్. So once I collected it from them, then the director suggested to set up a library. Then after setting up a library in 2021, many people got to know about my initiative and they started telling me to set up more libraries. Not only that, but then I also started to feel like the children were getting impacted from my initiative. So from there till now, I've set up 24 libraries with more than 16,000 books across orphanages, cancer hospitals, police stations, juvenile homes, government schools, homes for children affected with HIV and AIDS. And it has impacted more than 3,800 children and adults.
So, what made you to realize that many children don't have books access?
See, when we live in a city, us children, we have access to almost everything, from food to water to education and so on. But when we take children that are either from orphanages or live in rural villages, they don't have access to basic facilities, let alone education. So while they are studying just the basics, the real world requires a lot of skill and a lot of knowledge to progress. So through my initiative, I aim to make sure that every child, no matter where they live, has an access to a book and make sure that they gain a lot of knowledge from it.
Okay. So, when you are creating the libraries, did you face any challenges?
Yes, a lot of people thought that my age wasn't sufficient enough and they underestimated my age. They thought I was too young to be doing this and they thought the initiative was run by my parents more than me. They underestimated that a small kid could do all of this, and many people thought that the initiative wasn't really based on helping people. But I showed them that I could really help people through books.
So, how your parents and teachers helped you?
So my parents are my entire backbone. They've helped me throughout the entire course of this library ever since 2020. From giving me ideas how to set up, to making sure that people give me cupboard access, to making sure that people give me spaces for putting the books. They've supported me throughout everything. I am really grateful for my parents. Not only that, but the teachers from my school also have encouraged me, donated books, and have supported me throughout my initiative.
Okay, so we heard that you are invited for the Republic Day. So, how did you get that call from Modi ji?
So, when Modi ji got to know about my initiative throughout all social media channels, so that time we got a call from the Information and Broadcasting Ministry informing us that I was invited for Republic Day as he had spoken about my initiative in Man Ki Baat. So I was really shocked at first, thinking that maybe it's not really true, maybe it's for something else. But then when we got the official invitation with my name written on it, I really felt a sense of pride, because it's such a small initiative and the way it has made me go further in life really made me reflect on my journey.
Okay. So, when you start your first initiative, did you thought like this much success is gone?
Actually, I never thought anything about success, meeting with leaders, nothing like that. The only aim I had in mind, if I'm talking about my 9-year-old self, is that I have to do something for these cancer children. I have to make sure that they have at least something to do while they're going through that treatment. Because in the end, at least that's the only thing that will give them happiness. That was the whole thing my mind was going through. Not about success, not about meeting people. That all came in the future. But for now, I was planning to make sure that everyone gets happiness and gets knowledge through reading.
Okay. So like how many times did you meet Modi ji?
I met Modi ji actually 3 times if I'm right. One through Man Ki Baat, the second time in Coimbatore when he invited us for a one-on-one meeting, and the third time was during the Independence Day at-home reception in Rashtrapati Bhavan, when I saw him, and that too he still remembered me after months after meeting him.
Okay. So like how was your conversation and what did you spoke about?
So the thing was that during that meeting, initially his personal assistant told us that it's supposed to be a 2-minute meeting, as Modi ji has to travel the next day. But when Modi ji saw me, he remembered all the activities I went through, and we both sat and we spoke for more than 23 minutes. So that time he told me about how a library can impact people, how books can give a knowledge to a person, and he gave an example of how in his village 5 things are important: a police station, a post office, a railway station, a library, and a school. And he said that how he would go to a library after his school was done. He also encouraged me to go through 25 libraries and make sure I achieve my goal by impacting more people.
Okay. So like did you see like any people are inspired by you and started doing the same what you're doing?
Actually, not exactly the same, but many people have been inspired by my initiative and have started to do unique initiatives on their own. Because it's not a question of copying the same initiative, it's about taking inspiration from that initiative and doing more unique things on your own. That's how many people I know, including my friends, have done the same things.
Okay. So like you have started 24 libraries in the different cities, right? So like who are managing those libraries?
So, through my process of establishing a library, first I find organizations that are deemed worthy and that have children or adults that don't have a library or like don't have access to reading books. So I write a letter to them and then I make sure that they give a response or approval. If the response doesn't come, I move on to the next organization. If the response comes, then I start coordinating with them and make sure that they are able to handle the books and the libraries. So once the library setup process is done and the whole inauguration is done, we wait. And then if they want any extra books or if they want like any new books, they contact us and we donate more books to them. They handle the entire books and they make sure that it's not lost or not it's stolen.
Okay, so how is your interaction with the President of India?
In December of 2023, when I met the Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu ji, in Rashtrapati Nilayam, I actually got a call saying that she wanted to meet with me in person. So I went over there. There were a lot of people standing in a line when they were waiting to meet up with the President. I was the last person to meet. And when she came, she saw my initiative and she told me that every library I open is a light for someone who hasn't seen their part yet. So that way she has encouraged me to do more. She told me to start in rural villages and tribal areas, which is how I began setting up libraries in rural and tribal villages. And she gave me a book as well as a chocolate.
Oh, it's nice. So you received thousands of books, right? So what type of books you like to read?
So I am not the type of person who goes with just one interest. I have a lot of interests and the same thing goes with books. I don't just read fiction alone. I go through either fiction, encyclopedias, non-fictional books, psychological books, whatever my curiosity feeds on is what I go through. In the end, it's not about reading a specific type of book, it's making sure your interest grows within that field.
So like you said you'll be stopping with the 25th library, right? So is there any other plans in the future?
So maybe if my libraries haven't stopped, as I'm currently in 10th grade, I have always started teaching children in an orphanage regarding English, the basic reading and writing skills, public speaking, and maybe little maths, more like a tutoring thing. So through this initiative, I plan to go through teaching skill development programs for children, making sure that they're well equipped with real world skills, and making sure that public speaking skills and everything go out well.
So how is going with the 25th library?
So the 25th library is going to be set up at the R&R Army Hospital in Delhi. So far the works are going on really well, with more than 2000 books ready to be set up over there. It may mostly happen in in April or May.
So what you are doing is the big thing. So at this age you are doing great things for the society. So who is inspiring you the most?
Actually, first is my father, who has actually done many social initiatives before, and frankly speaking, I am following in his footsteps. And second is Abdul Kalam sir. He is the one who has inspired me the most throughout my life. He gave me more than 50 books with his autograph and told my dad, and I quote, that when I grow up, I should start reading more books and become more knowledgeable, so that way I know how to give back to society.
So we hear that Abdul Kalam ji sir is named you. So like how he named you?
So my dad used to work under the Lead India 2020 project as a project coordinator for Tamil Nadu and Kerala. So around that time, my dad and Abdul Kalam sir started becoming really close. So when Abdul Kalam sir got to know that I was born, he came to the hospital personally, and then when he saw me, he decided to name me Akarshana, which meant attraction. He told this to my parents found out the name and they named me that.
So why education is important for girls mostly?
Well, for girls, we are told that we should be staying at home, we shouldn't go outside, we shouldn't learn how to read and write, we shouldn't be educated, and only patriarchy is supposed to be running the entire world. But we as women have given out many new ideas, many new suggestions, many new innovations without being educated. So imagine if we were educated, how much more we could contribute to the world. As girls, we also have to make sure our contributions are equal to boys present over here. It's not a question of like which gender is better, it's a question of both the genders should contribute more towards the betterment of the world.
So what do you want to become when you grow up?
I want to become an astrophysicist when I grow up, that is a space scientist, so that way I can go through space and learn about the more secrets of space.
Okay, it's nice actually. So like the last question, as a young girl, what do you want to give the message to the girls?
No matter what, no matter who stops you, never stop reading, never stop making yourselves more knowledgeable. And education is the only way which leads you to become the most impactful person in the world. Yeah.
చూసారుగా 14 ఇయర్స్ ఆకర్షణ తన 5 సంవత్సరాలలోనే 25 లైబ్రరీస్ని ఏర్పాటు చేసింది. ఈ డిజిటల్ యుగంలో ప్రతి ఒక్కరు మొబైల్స్కి ఈ బుక్స్కి ఎడిక్ట్ అయితే తను మాత్రం పబ్లిక్ లైబ్రరీస్ని ఏర్పాటు చేసి ప్రతి పిల్లలకి చదువు అందాలనే ఉద్దేశంతో తను ముందుకు వెళ్తుంది. ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ నుంచి మినిస్టర్స్ వరకు ప్రతి ఒక్కరు ఆకర్షణని ఎంకరేజ్ చేశారు. సో చూశారు కదా ఆకర్షణ ఇన్స్పిరేషనల్ స్టోరీ. కెమెరా పర్సన్ రతన్తో స్వాతి NTV హైదరాబాద్.